Hello YouTube, this is Bash bringing you here for the finals of BPL King Division Season 11. Let's go, we're in finals. Hell yeah. Um, it's been a long journey and comes down to this. We are up against Black117 and the LA Nino Kings, who have a very terrifying team this season. And it's gonna be a rough one. I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be a rough one. I think it's gonna be a longer-ish one too, because of the fact that Black typically likes to play stalls, so that's something to keep in mind going into this matchup. But I'm gonna have to figure out ways to break down their team, and I think I came up with the right sets. Obviously, there's some things I might change before the game, right? But at the moment, these are the sets are gonna probably end up with. But without further ado, let's go into the matchup. It should be appearing on your screen. Black has Latios, Zapdos, Terra, Entei, Tinglu, Terra, Keldeo, Sylveon, Megabicho, Registeel, Dusclops, Perugly, and Meganium. My team, of course, consists of Palafin, Terra Iron Boulder, Cobalion, SHAYMIN, Screamtail, Alolan Buck, Donphan, Mega Ampharos, Armarouge, Golbat, and Type Null. Now, I've noticed that like Black likes to bring like a lot of the similar sets. I'm pretty sure every Entei has been Terra Normal this entire time, and I think it's not going to change from that because of the fact that Terra Normal at Extreme Speed was going to be really nice for Palafin, right? To outspeed that. So I expect that to be like something that comes. I also expect some like toxic shenanigans and stuff like that from like Latios, so I need to keep that in mind. But some things that like kind of stand out to me is like his team is really not offensive. He likes to use Entei, Keldeo, and I guess Mega Beedrill as his breakers typically, and then tries to stall out the rest of the team. Tries to stall out the rest of the opponent with the rest of the mons. So I need to keep that in mind when going into this battle. So they end up like really liking to bring Bandit, Entei, and Specs Keldeo a lot. So that's something to keep in mind going into this. But yeah, there's a lot of difficult aspects I need to try to be able to break down. Specifically, the something I could see is like I'm gonna see is definitely like defensive Latios. I think Latios or Meganium have to come for Palafin, otherwise he gets like ruined for it by it. And even then, like it's still like not that far off for like me to just take it out, to be honest. So I don't know exactly how I expect them to prep around that. So I'm just gonna have to be very careful about that. I'm gonna have to like scout out, see what they kind of are. But I guess like things I see 100% coming. I think Entei is 100% coming. I think Tinglu is 100% coming. I think Zapdos is 100% coming. Those three. I think Latios is probably coming. I think Meganium might be coming, and then those are 5. And I think either for the 6th slot, I see either like Keldeo, Mega Beedrill, or Sylveon, or maybe even Registeel. I actually, to be honest, I could see Dusclops, but I feel like it's not as good this game. But Willis Spam could be really annoying for my team. But I really think that Zapdos, Entei, Tinglu are 100% coming, and I think that Latios should be slotted in there, and I think Meganium might be slotted in as well to help provide some extra support against Palafin, right? So Latios could be freed up a little bit more, and then things like Keldeo, or like Mega Beedrill, Sylveon in the last spot, or Registeel. I doubt Perugly's coming. Registeel could come, but like at the same time, like I feel like it struggles a little bit with some other Pokemon too on this team, specifically like Cobalion or like Terra Iron Boulder, even Palafin. Like SHAYMIN, it can't really do too much against either. So if it's coming, Registeel's coming, it's going to be like a Iron Defense or a Curse set. So we got to keep that in mind at least we're going to this matchup. Some of the things I want to note is that I could, honestly, I don't think he'll bring it, but could see him bring Specs Sylveon. I don't really switch in well other than like Golbat or Armarouge to that, so I need to keep that in mind as well going into this. But yeah, so I'm just gonna have to find a ways to break down their team. Specifically, things I want to be able to break down is like the Latios, Tinglu, and Zapdos. That is going to be probably the more bigger ones. I guess Meganium too, if that comes. But I guess those are the kind of the core I want to break down. If I could break those down and still have enough offensive pieces left, I could win this game on the back of like some of my other Pokemon. So yeah, let's go into the team I'm bringing this week, which should be appearing on the screen now. Now, got Terra Iron Boulder here, Terra Ghost, Mighty Cleave, Psycho Cut, Close Combat Swords Dance. Now, I really like Ghost because of the fact that his two priority options that are really like actually probably going to come is Extreme Speed from Entei and Vacuum Wave from Keldeo. I'm immune to both of them, so they can't like try to revenge me, sort of thing. I was debating about having booster energy to begin with, to be honest, but I feel like I need it for the Mega Beedrill because otherwise that could become kind of problematic for me if I let that get out of control. So I need to keep that in mind when like with this matchup. But I think this moveset is pretty good here. If we get SD up, I just need some chip on a couple things, specifically like the ones I need to focus on getting chip on: Meganium, Sylveon, Tinglu. I guess Latios too, depending, but those are like the main ones I need to look at for getting chip on. I guess Registeel is technically one too, but actually, I actually do more to Registeel than Tinglu, so with close combat, so probably not. So Latios, I need like a little bit of chips, so maybe like after a little chip and some rocks, that could be really nice. Meganium, I need weakened down because that could be really annoying, to be honest, because I probably at +2 like. Mighty Cleave is a 2-shot, but like, I'm gonna need some chip to get in range of +2. Is another thing because they're probably gonna carry Dragon Tail this game. So, yeah. So this is my like end game win condition, I guess. I could also use it for mid game to try to break through too as well, but I think it's gonna be more likely to be an end game situation. So, yeah. Next we got Palafin here. We're going Choice Band, Jet Punch, Flip Turn, Wave Crash, Ice Punch. To be honest, their water type does not switch in well to Choice Band. Palafin, Keldeo, especially since it's probably going to be offensive, right? So right now, Choice Band Wave Crash is 63 to 75%. So if a Wave Crash into like a Flip Turn or a Jet Punch takes out Keldeo, which is crazy if it's like no bulk, which it could be no bulk because of Cobalion if they want to speed tie. So I think that's really good. And of course the two switch-ins they really have then are Latios, which gets absolutely nuked by an Ice Punch, right? Ice Punch to Fizdef Latias gets 2-shot 67 to 79%, so that's really cool, and that's like max defense Latias, which is nice to know. And then Meganium is the other one, which takes 62 to 73.6%. So I really like the set here. It's going to be really important to breaking through their team. I could hopefully, my hope is I could get it in on like Tinglu, Registeel, stuff like that, Sylveon. Those are kind of like the big hopes I could get it on, at least. So at least in this matchup. But yeah, I think this could do a lot of work here. So gotta keep that in mind. Next we got Alolan Muck here. Kind of a weird set. So Alolan Muck, not really weird, but like just the EV investment is kind of weird. I have knockoff Poison Jab, Pursuit, Haze. So knockoff 2-shots Latias when it's 252 defense, 76 HP with Poison. Otherwise, it's a 66.8% chance to 2-shot with that. The reason I'm doing that, if it's no item Latias, right? And the reason I'm doing that is because I think Latias is going to have some speed investment for the SHAYMIN Palafin kind of situation. Was kind of the idea, so I'm kind of prepping around having that. So I kind of like that, and I want Pursuit Trap anyway, so Pursuit Trap would be really good for Latias. It's also seconds as a Zapdos sort of switch in because I can knock it off and then it could be taking rocks damage and I can get poison, which is really nice. Obviously I can get static, which sucks, but it is what it is. I expect Tinglu to be kind of like the switch into this because it's pretty free, but even then if they get the poison touch, it's really clutch to weaken that down. Registeel, also I'm running 4 in speed, so I can outspeed Registeel with no speed investment, so I could haze it if it tries to set up, which is also kind of important, but also, I don't want to be having to deal with speed ties with Registeel was kind of the idea too. So even if he does put speed investment, I'm hoping it would be like 8 speed, so I don't have to deal with speed ties. So I don't want to deal with speed ties with like haze and like knockoff whatever shenanigans. So I want to keep that in mind. But yeah, this set is really important, especially at dealing with the two counters to the two switch-ins to Palafin, specifically Latios and Meganium. I think this is really important. So yeah. Next, we're going with SHAYMIN here. We got Heavy Duty Boots, Terra Poison, Synthesis Seed Flare, Earth Power Toxic. This is, I think, a really good set because of the fact that they don't. The two switch-ins to this are going to be Zapdos or Latios, which I could get. Like, Toxic's really good against them, and I really want the Toxic off on them anyway, so it kind of works out. And I guess Sylveon, too. Terra Poison's really nice because then if Mega Beedrill gets out of hand, I have Terra Poison on this to help with that. It also helps as a switch into Sylveon. It also resists the Secret Sword, so in case they're like specs, like Terrifying Keldeo kind of thing or something like that. Something to keep in mind at least. And I really like the Heavy Duty Boots. I was originally leftovers, but I switched to Heavy Duty Boots in case, so I could use this as like a Ting-Lu switch, and if they roll me out, I'm not taking as much chip damage on stuff because of the fact that I'd be switching this in. Meaning I won't take any chip damage from the spikes and stuff like that. And obviously, whatever comes in next will get chipped, but that would it is what it is. I'm not much I could really do about that. So, yeah. Next, we're going with Screamtail. These last two sets are the ones I'm gonna are the most likely if I decide to change anything to be changed. And this is here Screamtail here. Wish, Protect, Psychic Noise, Stealth Rocks. This takes Choice Band Entei on pretty well. As long as it's not Terra Fire. I could take Sacred Fire, Jolly After Rocks, Bandit, so that's something to. But it's a Sacred Fire, Jolly After Rocks. I could take 2 Adamant Banded Sacred Fire from Entei with Burn. I take 2 Specs Timid Surf from Keldeo, and I currently actually changed the speed, so let me just double check my speed wise comparison to. Because at the moment, I outspeed 96 EV speed Zapdos, so that's something to keep in mind as well. I think this is probably the best set to go with Screamtail. I'm Wish, Protect, Psychic Noise, Stealth Rocks. My idea is if they go Ting-Lu on this, right, I get the Wish up, and I just like kill something up pretty much. Even if they Whirlwind me, I pretty much get like something healed up, which would be at least nice. Psychic Noise I think is really nice to keeping things from like Zapdos from recovering and Latias recovering if they're bulky and not that speed invested. Meganium, Sylveon, those kind of things. And I really wanted Stealth Rocks this match. I was talking to Crypto. I originally wasn't Stealth Rocks. I originally was like I switched between a couple of different things. I was Stealth Rocks, Baton Pass, Encore, stuff like that. But I think Stealth Rocks are like talk to Crypto. I think Stealth Rocks are really nice, especially for tripping down Entei, Zapdos once the boots get knocked off. Mega Beedrill is a big one. Was kind of the idea. So I want to limit how many times I could switch in, which is really important. The removal also is Latias and Zapdos, so I need to keep that in mind. Oh, and technically Mega Beedrill, but so that's something I want to keep in mind. And actually, technically, this can take an Adamant Poison Jab from Mega Beedrill after, if need be. I think after maybe a Spike, if I remember correctly. Which is kind of really nice. So just need to keep that in mind. Psychic Noise is about half to Mega Beedrill, so that if I'm in a situation where I don't feel like I need Screamtail anymore, and Mega Beedrill is like around like 50%, I could take it out with Psychic Noise, which would be really clutch. Or if it's like around like 60 to 74%, whatever, it won't be able to switch in again, and I can just revenge it with Palafin, and it's basically Death Fodder at that point. So yeah, something to keep in mind at least. I really like that. The only thing I would consider switching though is like on this set is like the Stealth Rocks or like the EV investment, but I think I'm gonna stick with this at least. So last but not least, we got Cobalion here. This set is like I keep switching things around. Like I was like originally I was Lum, Close Combat, Heavy Slam, Stone Edge, Swords Dance. Now I became Expert Belt, Sacred Sword, Heavy Slam, Stone Edge, Swords Dance. Now I'm Shuka, Sacred Sword, Heavy Slam, Stone Edge, and Swords Dance. The Shuka is specifically for Mega Beedrill, but it also helps against things like Ting-Lu is the big one. I guess Registeel as well, sort of, but Sacred Sword is there for Registry and also so I don't get the defense drops, which is kind of the idea. Um, because then Mega Beedrill could try to come in and revenge me more easily. So I need to keep that in mind. But I felt like this set was really was pretty good at breaking. This has like about a 60 something percent chance to kill after. I believe it was. Let me just double check. Zapdos, Fizdef, Zapdos. 68.8% chance to OHKO max HP, max defense Zapdos after rocks if the heavy boots are knocked off, which is really nice. That's kind of why I want to knock off the Zapdos with a low muck. But I with the Stone Edge, so that's really clutch. Sacred Sword, of course, really nice for like Iron Defense Register to keep that in at bay as well. Heavy Sam is there for the Sylveon, Latias, stuff like that. I don't even like. I was also Lum originally because if I went to +2 and Dusclops came in, I two shot with Heavy Sam, and then the only thing they really do is like Will-O-Wisp me kind of thing. So I wanted to keep that, but I felt like Sheckle was better against the Mega Beedrill. I don't even know if Dusclops even comes because like Shaymin's like so free on it. I just get a free like Toxic or whatever off, so like that's like something I need to keep in mind. But yeah, this is the sets we're going with. I might change up the Cobalion and the Screamtail sets for the match, but I feel pretty good about it. Obviously, there's a lot of things that they could do with their team that kind of scares me. Um, Crypto was worried about like Mega Beedrill being like SD, but then at the same time, like if I brought Golbat, it would be walled by Golbat. And if it's SD, even a plus Iron. If I Terra Iron Boulder, I take everything at +2. So well, I guess technically maybe not a knockoff, but like they wouldn't have the coverage for knockoff because then they can't touch Cobalion or they can't touch like something on my team. Um, like they so that's something to keep in mind. Like they either can't touch Donphan or they can't touch um the 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 Cobalion or Screamtail. Like these are like all like situations like I could see like so that's why I'm not I don't know what to see at least. I expect them to lead Zapdos though. Um to try to put some pressure on my team. Um with like the original lead because I'm gonna lead Palafin again to try to get like that big as much as possible. Unfortunately, I don't really have momentum to get into it, so I'm gonna have to like play around because I felt like Toxic was more important on Shaman, and then originally was Baton Pass and Screamtail, but I felt like Rocks were really important in this game, and I couldn't really fit Rocks onto Cobalion because I felt like I needed those moves in order to try to break through their team. So that's something to keep in mind. I could always just wish pass into Palafin, which is nice at least, because what I'm expecting is to happen is Registry or Ting Lu comes in on the Screamtail, which means that like a wish is in the air and I could go into Palafin because Palafin should be able to chew anything from them and get the free wish, like get back up to full health, and I click Wave Crash, right, which is really nice. So, yeah, I feel like good about that part. Crazy enough though, like Latias after like if they're Fizdef, right? It has a chance to get OHKO'd by after rocks by 2 Wave Crash, right? And Meganium has a small chance too. So if I'm able to get chip off on certain things, on those two, Palfin could really be a really good opener for the game, at least. My plan is to try to open those up for Iron Boulder WinCon situation, but I could also use Palfin as the WinCon too. Because after things are chipped, everything could be in range of like a Jet Punch, which could be really nice. So, but yeah, I'm gonna have to play around some of those threats they have on their team. So, yeah, let's cut to the match. Oh my god, and we are back. Oh my god. We're here for finals, baby. Let's go. Okay, let me. They brought a very different team than I thought. Okay. Let me just link the battle. 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 Okay. Wow. Very different team that I. Okay. Well, not very different, but So they got Tinglu, they got Entei, Terragrass, interesting. Zapdos, Registeel, Latias, Terrafairy Keldeo. Okay. Well, I'm glad I brought the Sacred Sword because the Registeel's there. I'm only Palafin though. Oh my god. Pressure's on, baby. What the hell? Okay. Whew. They did not bring Mega Beedrill, so kind of sad I brought Shucker, but Shucker still could be really good for the Tinglu. Let's see what else we need to note here at this point. Okay, Screamtail is going to be pretty important unless that's Toxic Stall. Okay, they do Leakodio. I'm going to go straight out to SHAYMIN here. That's always my play. And if they flip turn, that's fine. If they Calm Mine, I just Seed Flare, I guess. Because like +1 won't take me out. And Seed Flare will 2-shot. So it's only a problem if they become like Weakness Policy. Unless they're but the fact that Terrafairy could be so it's a little scary. They Scald. Interesting. And they get the burn. That's fine though. Scald. Okay, so I see kind of where they're going with this game. And that is definitely Specs. So I'm just gonna Toxic here. Yep, perfect. That's what we wanted. That's definitely Specs. Specs. Scald. Timid. Interesting. Okay. So I'm gonna go to Low Muck here, I think. I want to go Low Muck first. Yeah. I'll go Low Muck first, see what they want to do. They Reflect. Interesting. Well, I'm going to knock off anyway, so they Reflect. Which is actually really annoying against my team, to be honest. But I want to knock off to see what item they are here. Oh, Screamtail would have been really nice here, actually, but because I would love to get rocks up. If they're Light Clay too, I could probably get that. I'm curious what their Register might be set up. Latias might be set up. Tinglu comes in. Okay, that's fine. Did I get a poison? Nope, that's fine. I'm going to go into Knockoff. Did how much percent, by the way? Tinglu, they were leftovers. And Reflect is up. Yeah, they're okay. So they're Fizz Def. Oh, they brought a fully. Okay, this is Fizz Def. Interesting. I could go back into SHAYMIN here, and I'm just gonna Seed Flare, I guess. Interesting. So leftovers. I could just Earth Power this. I kind of want to see this. This is gonna be a stally game. I can already tell. SHAYMIN. Just steal. Did how much? 11%. Yeah, so that's not gonna do much at all. I kind of want to knock off the item at least. I'm gonna dub out to Screamtail on this, I think. Actually, they might not switch out too, so I'm just gonna knock off here. No poison, which sucks. I'm gonna go with the Screamtail, get my rocks up, I think, at this point. I'm gonna get my rocks up here. I want my rocks up this game. I'm just gonna wish up. It's gonna be so annoying because I'm gonna have to play a full game with hazards up. Yeah, I figure it would be. Earthquake. Rocks are annoying for them too a little bit, but it's going to be really tough to break through this team, I think. But at least Tingler's going to be taking chip every time it comes down. I'm going to get Hazard Stack as heck, though. I'm going to wish again. Oh, perfect. This is the one I... There. Okay. I'm just going to Psychic Noise. See what they want to do. Bruh, what the heck is this? The curse. The curse. I'm just gonna wish again. I get burned, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it's gonna be nice for chipping this down at least, because a situation where they're running out of Sacred Fires too. Maybe I'm not playing this game the way I wanted to be. Let's get out the Psychic Noise again. Or the E-Speed. I'm just gonna Psychic Noise. Yeah, they are E-Speed. Okay. That's not good. Okay. It's 20%. I wish I was Encore right now, but it's fine. Fuck this gone though. I think I gotta go Cabalion Sacred Sword. I hope I get the roll. Wasted how much? How much do I see? It also outsped. That's something good to note. 20%. 22%. Yeah, okay. I can still win this Iron Boulder endgame, to be honest, because it looks really good this game. I just need to be able to play correctly around certain things here. Dead, fantastic. Okay, that's one thing down. Fantastic. Okay, Entei's gone. Cody comes out. Sacred Sword is probably coming out here. It's weakened though. This looks really good for like. A Sacred Sword. I don't want the chip. The problem is Shaymin's not healthy right now. Because there's going to be such a good breaker. Do I lose to Latias if I don't have a Lone Muck? Is the question. I'm gonna go Palfin and Wave Crash. I'm trying to see a way I get out of this situation. I feel like I need Cobalion to break through the team. Okay, you know what? We're sacking off a Lone Muck, I guess. They do Scald. Okay, well, if that's the case... Scald. I'm at what? 65%? If I get burned, if I happen to get burned, do I get killed? Okay, no, I take that. And I just synthesis up. Fantastic. Okay. I keep a sack too, which is really nice here. I wish I was... Maybe I should have gone more Boots route. I'm gonna Toxic at least to see if they want to do here. Or faster? Oh, they're just... Hmm. The thing is, like, I want to keep this around though. Do I just wave crash here? Or ice punch? I don't want to just go SHAYMIN here, to be honest, so they roar. But if they roar, I'm in a really bad position, because if they get Iron Boulder... Actually, it's not the worst thing ever, but it'll be hard to set up with. I'm gonna Ice Punch. Dead. Fantastic. Their Rocky Helmet, so Palfin is basically dead too. I think, yeah. That's unfortunate. This could give me the chance to set up with Iron Boulder though. Audio, because they're special defensive, close combat after rocks. Takes it out. Tinglu would be the big one. They're Fizz Def. This dies to spikes plus stealth box, right? Spikes, Pokemon. I just want to check before I actually sack this off here. Spikes does how much does it does Woo? Okay. I completely forget the effect does 1/6. 16%. And do we die to and then stealth rocks? They do 1/8. 12 plus 16. Yeah, I died to that, so I'm just gonna Ice Punch. They scored. That's fine. I'm gonna Earth Power. Okay. I gotta sack a little muck here, I think. They go for a Reflect too? Or no? No. I'm gonna Poison Jab. I got Parrot too. And I'm gonna knock here. Cobalion. Okay. They're static though. The problem is I don't want. Do I go Cobalion? Because I don't want to get the static. What's the last time they clicked Reflect, by the way, too? I want to check that out real quick. Reflect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, so they're not. I think I gotta go Cobalion. Sacred Sword, I guess. But that looks so good though here. I just don't want to risk the Hurricane either. I guess I gotta. Man, if I was Lumberry like I originally planned to be, this would be really good right now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to this. I'm just gonna have to Sacred Sword. I don't want to. Actually, I can't. I got a Stone Edge, I think. Let me see, actually. Poison Jab did how much with the Reflect Up? Yeah, I got a Stone Edge anyway. So, yep, we land. Fantastic. Okay. Now I feel a little better. I'm still out of range of. I'm out of range of +2 Earthquake from. No, I'm out of range of Earthquake from Tinglu, which is really nice because of the shortcut too. Fist Death. I see an endgame possibility. I need to get that Keldeo to lock into Sacred Sword, I think. Keldeo comes in. I gotta go SHAYMIN here, I think. The Terror Blast. Oh boy. That was a good play on their part. There's Stealth Walk and 2 spikes. Do I die to that? I don't. I think I sack out Cobalion because SHAYMIN still could do it if that Registeel's not. Yeah, I'm gonna sack out Cobalion. Go to SD. I got SD, I think, anyway, to like be able to take out. Reflect is gone. Fantastic. And I don't think anything on Tinglu could kill me here if they hard switch out. Because they might. I'm at 245. They stay in? Okay. That's fine. I Mighty Cleave here. Man, if I sacked up Kabam, I would have been in. Is that a choke play? Did I kill this with CC here? That's gone. They gotta go Tinglu, right? They do. If I kill this, I win, but... I gotta hit this. I don't. But I get the synthesis up. And SHAYMIN might be able to do this. SHAYMIN might be able to do this. I need to see what their Keldeo set is, though. That's the only thing. Oh, man. Okay, I need to keep it so in a situation where... Dude, this game's gonna come down to 50-50. I'm gonna synthesis one more time in case he missed. Actually, I'm in a better position here. I'm at 48%. I'm gonna go one more. I missed. Oh, dude, that's so fantastic right now. Oh my god. True, true. I mean, it was also bound to miss. They've landed so many in a row, but also that sucks. I think I gotta land a C-flare here. Yeah. Okay, Keldeo. Let's see what they lock into. I always live anything here. I'm at 98%. They're fairy. I C-flare here. I Terra and I synthesis. I think we won. I'm just gonna synthesis here one, and then just to make sure. Fairy did how much? GG 49.9 21.20. Yeah. GG. Yo, we won. Let's go. Yo, we're BPL champion. I'm sorry about that miss, by the way. It would have come down to a 50-50 anyway, though, if that's the case, right? Because without the miss, if the miss didn't happen, it was really just gonna come down to 50-50. I'm gonna have to tear. I was either gonna have to, if they Terra Blast, I Terra it, and I synthesis, I won there. But yo, let's go, dude. We're champions for season 11 BPL King Division. SHAYMIN, yo, let's go. Dude, I was not feeling so great about that game because yo, let's go. Wow, yeah, we pulled it off on the back of SHAYMIN. Oh my god, SHAYMIN's getting thumbnail, I guess, right? SHAYMIN was the carrier of this game because it actually did exactly what we need. I'm so glad that Crypto suggested the Toxic, right, on the SHAYMIN, so it came in really clutch that game. Oh my god. Yeah, wow. We pulled up another dub or finals, man. That I'm just gonna relish in this moment, bro. Dude, I need to draft more Palafin teams because, like, straight up, Palafin is like, I love Palafin so much, bro. Oh man. Yeah, looking back at it, right? Like, I misplayed a little bit. That Screamtail, I should have played better with the screen. I should have had a better set with Screamtail, but the rocks were really crucial, I think, in this game too, for weighing things down. Yeah, I think they made the right play here. It was going to come down to a 50-50 anyway, but for the end game, the miss just took away from that. SHAYMIN pulled overtime. Well, TBH, if you landed every ruination, it then came down to a 50-50 with Keldeo versus SHAYMIN. If like if I Terra or not. Yeah, Entei was really annoying, I guess. I mean, they probably should have saved it because they could have gone easy to Latios and it would have been really bad for me, but once he showed me his sets, I didn't. Yo, I didn't. First off, also props. Thanks for Crypto by like watching Crypto was the one who officially was like, yeah, you should definitely do that. Yeah, they came down to a 50-50 because there were specs. Yeah, wow, we did it. Let's go. Yo, okay, let's go. On the top of SHAYMIN's, honestly, Palafin didn't even do much this game too. Like, it literally just came in to get the kill against Latios and then died, unfortunately. But it did what it needed to do because it needed. I wanted Latios weakened down anyway. Boots being on SHAYMIN was very important because, like, I would have probably not been in a good situation otherwise. Cobalion landing Stone Edge and being the Sacred Sword set, being clutch. Obviously, Shuka didn't end up mattering. But actually, thank God, you know what? Thank God I wasn't lumped, because I probably would have calced. I probably would have just clicked Secret Sword expecting it to kill Zapdos, and it might not have killed it. So, because of the reflect, but oh my God, we pulled out another championship, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. I can't believe we did it again. Palafen's broken, by the way, even though I didn't really use it. Iron Boulder also breaking down the team was so perfect for me. Because like it was the best way to get like break through their team. Wow, we did it. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna relish in this for a bit. But yeah, let's fucking go. Let's go. On the back of SHAYMIN, bro. Oh my God. Porpoise is probably gonna love this. That the fact that he's the one who came in clutch at the end. But yeah. Hello, and we are here to do some post-season conversation because season just ended and we are champion. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Yeah, we're champions of BPL King Division Season 11. Wow. What a journey it was this season, by the way, with this crazy team. I do think the transactions really helped this team out a lot, but as you see on the screen right now, we got our King Palafin leading the team, of course, with honestly, our two highest kill leaders after him. Well, actually, Iron Boulder was tied with Palafin, funny enough. Iron Boulder and Kobani on top, on the right and left shoulders of Palafin. We got these defensive pieces here around them, and some breakers too, like Rouge. But yeah, this is a very interesting season. First off, I want to thank Endless for having me this season. Endless is the GOAT, by the way. Did a really good job running this season of BPL. Love this league, by the way. I will plan to be coming back if they have me. But yeah, I love this season. I love this league. It's a really good place to be. Highly recommended, by the way, if any of you guys get the chance. Because this is my second season now playing with them. Third if you include the little like off-season tournament they did in between, I guess. So yeah, but yeah, it's a very great league. Lots of cool people there. We started the Ash gang crew over there with the Nash there, and now Mojo's joining in, so pretty hyped there. Really like that. But yeah, yeah, our team is very interesting, and I'm really happy with how the season went towards the end, the second half of the season. I felt like there was some transactions. The transactions, I think, really helped out the team. Specifically, I don't know if like I think like things like Annihilate just didn't fit the team right. Glaceon was just really bad. The one game I felt like it was gonna be really good, it just like died. It was a sack fodder, so like yeah, but it was kind of interesting to see that like, and Fortress being on the team. I think Fortress was really rough on it in a league where they allowed hidden power that season though. So yeah, but yeah, I just want to talk about it. Like, I really love the BPL there. Lots of great people there. Again, highly recommend, of course. Really good community, and very pretty sick community. Really very well run by the mods and Endless. So yeah, kind of want to talk about the stats though of the season for my team specifically. It should be appearing on the screen now. You can see the entire season's stats coming from my stat stock. They keep track of all my leagues. This is actually made by Claude 9, so just a heads up. Definitely should use it. It's really good. But But yeah, so if you see, like, very interesting season. I didn't really have that big of a differential. I'm 9-3, and I have a +10 differential, which is kind of weird to see. I mean, the games ended up being pretty close, or like the losses I had were really rough. So that's something to keep in mind, at least. But something that's really interesting to me was like the the way things look at week 7 on, right, from Zane Goose on, down Zane Goose, Mini, Endless, Chungus, Mojo, Black. I went on like a pretty big run there, and that is actually, I believe, the in between Zero and Zane Goose, that is the week that I made my transaction for Armor Rouge, which is something to note, I guess. Armor Rouge, I traded out Chandelure for Armor Rouge that week, and I think the 2 weeks before that, I ended up getting, between Mojo and Mick, I made some transactions. So I noticed that, like, if you look at the games, I dropped 2 games after I made my first transactions between Mojo and Mick's game, where I dropped Annihilate, Fortress, and Glaceon for Chandelure, Excelgor, and Cobalion. And then I realized that, like, I didn't really, like, after I dropped 2 games in a row, I was like, something's not working on this team. I needed to switch it up. So I ended up making the transaction to get Armor Rouge and Type Null by dropping Chandelure and Excelgor, and I think that really fixed up the team, because from there we went undefeated from that point. And like the scores were pretty good in my favor, like the at that point too. So yeah, we started out pretty nice, and then Axel Raid destroyed us with that Mamo, the Terror Mamo. I did not have a switch in for it. Mojo was the craziest game in week 4. That was the craziest game this season, I think, in terms of like how close it was, to be honest. Mick got a little unlucky against, but they also had they played really well, to be honest, against me. And then Zero just honestly had a really good matchup, but they had the right prep too. I think they completely out prepped me in that game. To be honest, they had really good. I feel like I was completely out prepped by Zero, and then from there I felt pretty good. And we even got to play our homie Endless too, which was really nice, especially when that game mattered so much in terms of playoff picture. So, whether Endless or me were making it into playoffs. So nothing like having like a crazy game like that the last week against a rival. So, yeah. And then of course Chungus, then Mojo and Black, all 3 of them crazy games, really good games, to be honest. Even though Mojo's game, like with Mojo's game, it was like it could have been like they had one different move on their Halucha, it could have been a very different game. So that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, now looking through the team, right? To be honest, well, first off, if you watch the WPF season, I love using Palafin. Palafin's so good. 12 games, 18 kills, 7 deaths. Really good, I would say. Help boosting its stats. I believe right now it's right outside my top 10 overall kill leaders, and for the fact that I've played over probably 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. I've played in like 112 leagues, which some of them are still going on right now. Like the fact that for Palafin's able to be in that position is kind of crazy, that it's almost in the top 10 for how many kills it has. But yeah, I love Palafin. You know how I am with that. I love using it. It's such a good mon. Especially, so the only thing is you just got to make sure that you got to keep you get some slow pivots or ways to deal with Pokemon trying to set up or do things turn 1 to take advantage of Palafin lead. So that's something to keep in mind. Terror Iron Boulder was so interesting because, like, first off, I feel like earlier this season I could not get it to work that well. I think I swept right with week 1 against Flap at the end, but and then National, but I didn't even get to bring it out. Axel Raid got crit, but I don't think that mattered actually, if I remember correctly. And I was in a position where I was not going to win anyway because they had so much priority. And then Mojo, it was huge in getting it to 50, like all those the 50-50 rights with the Celesteela. And then it was really good for Unfortunately, I think against Mika Mika got crit too, which was really bad. Zero. I had to try to play for the hacks because Hasuno Arcanine was just really good against my team. So with the team I brought, and I think it wasn't really till week 7 that I felt like I was starting to use it pretty well. Because I think I started bringing it earlier than I usually did in the past, which was like really huge. So like I think I was finding better ways to get it in and set up. Like specifically against Zane, I was able to get it in against the two cannon, like the Scarf 2 cannon, so I could get a free SD off and put take out the 2 cannon and pretty much do a double down with Terra Cartana, which was the scariest Pokemon against my team at that point. So I think I was really good there. And then I guess against Mini, against Mini we had to Iron Boulder was really good at breaking down the Mew, which was kind of the most annoying Pokemon for my team at that point. It was actually, I think, the first week I didn't run Booster. I was able to break through that Mew, even though that thing was like, it was a couple rolls I needed to break through that defensive Mew. It was really disgusting there. But yeah, and even though I also like choked, I also costed a differential point because of it. But Terra Iron Boulder was actually really good at the end of the season. The second half of the season, I felt like maybe it's just because I supported it better. Was the other thing too. Armor Rouge, maybe like getting more special attacking presence made it a lot better for allowing Iron Boulder to do its thing. I think I was able to, and then like week 9 was like against Endless, and I wasn't even sure if I was playing on Terry or not, but it just like was able to break through a couple of things, right? Like I was able to get SD off against the Glamora, and then pretty much weaken down the Cross, like pretty much KO the Cross would take that out. Pretty much like force like a lot of damage off on our ball, and pretty much get another kill with our Nemorous, which is really good for putting pressure on their team. So that was something I really liked about the Iron Boulder, right? So that was really good there. Of course, it came in so clutch against Shungus with the end of the game. First off, dodging the Thunder Wave, and then being able to getting the SD off and getting the rolls, the correct rolls. I mean, at any point, like the fact that they missed the first Thunder Wave basically meant that like it was the only way they were getting back in this game is if they if I didn't get any like more higher rolls with many, because they just spammed that soft boil slash or if I got parried. That was kind of the big thing. So Iron Boulder, I think I just found it better using it as breaking potential, but in that game it came in clutch. And then of course it swept Mojo because I got into a position where I could set up for pretty easy, well, I wouldn't say pretty easy. I got Acrobatics crit almost gave me a heart attack during that game, but being able to get the Psychic Noise off to block the Hawlucha from kicking Drain Punch against it, and I was able to get a free SD off, was really nice. Of course I said that Acrobatics almost gave me a heart attack though, but I thought like it was really good. I was able to sweep up there, and then finally this last one, it was able to help me break through their stall core, specifically getting through that Ting Lu and Registeel at the end to allow SHAYMIN to be able to do its thing, because I was able to break through that Registeel, which by the way, that Registeel was actually really annoying for SHAYMIN. So for me, being able to get that weekend was actually so clutch, but I think they had to make that play because of the fact that I hadn't Terra'd yet. So I could have been, as I was Terra Ghost, right? Obviously, this game we literally just watched. They were Terra Ghost, I was Terra Ghost, and they were, they had Vacuum Wave, so if I Terra Ghost, they wouldn't be able to revenge, which is why Terra Ghost was so clutch. But that means they had to go into Ting Lu. They had to first off either sack off Keldeo or Registeel at that point, and then from there they had to hope that they had to go into Ting Lu, where it was basically brought down to nothing. and yeah, from there just died. It allowed SHAYMIN to get the recover off that I wanted it to, and be able to pull out the game from there. So yeah, I think Iron Boulder was really important. I think towards the second half of the season, where I feel like I really got the ability to actually use it correctly, which I think was really good. Cobalion, very clutch. It was really good at breaking, opening the game for Boulder and Palafin actually too, which is really nice because of SD or like the Calm Mind sets. I was able to break through the team. It helped really clutch with the Sacred Sword set too in finals. But it was really important. It was really good for breaking through like Mojo's team, specifically in Endless, which was really clutch. SHAYMIN was more of a defensive pivot. I didn't feel like I used SHAYMIN that well this season until this final one, to be honest, because I was using it more as a pivot and it kind of needed to be. Oh, actually against Mojo it was pretty good too. I used it pretty good against Mojo, but which is kind of funny actually. The last 2 games I used Terra SHAYMIN instead of Boulder, but I think they were both really important. That like I think SHAYMIN did a really good job at like taking status stuff from Palafin, pivoting out, getting things in. Was kind of like its main role to be like a status absorber, a really good answer to like bulky waters and grass types, while also being able to pivot out and having coverage too. Pretty good coverage. Plus, Seed Fair split F drops are really nice. So yeah, Screamtail. I also felt like I didn't really use Screamtail that well until like week 7 was like the first week I felt like I really actually used it well. Otherwise I felt like it was like not that great, to be honest, for the team. So that was something to keep in mind. I think the wish support and like the funky sets I used with it, like the trick lagging tail, I believe I used, that was like the weirdest one I ran. Or like fast like flamethrower for the Cortana kind of situation. I felt like the Screamtail, like I felt like I was starting to get a hold of how to use Screamtail better, but I think it also was like that I was able to support the team better because the transactions helped with like things like getting wish support for type null, right? Like to be like another bulky pivot was kind of like a really nice thing. So Muck, always love this Pokemon, especially in a pursuit meta. Forces a lot of prep in that way and helps trap things for like Palafin, Iron Boulder, Cobalion. I really like that. Knockoff support plus Poison Touch too, always nice. Plus the wish support from Screamtail, always amazing. So yeah, did what it needed to do. Donphan, I felt like I didn't really use Donphan that well this season. It was like kind of like it didn't fit on the team that well. It was just there for like removal, I feel like, and being a ground type. So I like felt like I didn't use it that well and that often, but it is what it is. It felt like it was more thrown onto the team to just help this be there for like removal and like electric switch in. So there's not much to really say too much onto that. I've used Donphan before pretty well, but that's how it is this season at least. Mega Ampharos now. Love Mega Ampharos. I know Crypto loves Mega Ampharos. I personally think it didn't do anything since week 1. And that's like part of the reason I was like, maybe it is like pretty like, obviously I still think it was way too low for the pricing of it, especially with hidden power being allowed. But I struggled this season other than week 1. Week 1 I did like amazing, right? It did so much for my team, and it was just like, I think it was just like a pretty good matchup for it. But like the other weeks it just struggled, right? Like I'm pretty sure the other week what I brought against Axel Raid, it just died. I think it just died, to be honest. Yeah, I think it just died. That's probably because like what happened was the other 2 weeks I brought it as like a setup set, which I should have been more focusing on using like a bulky pivot plus like hard hitter, I guess, not really as a setup set. That was, I think, the big problem I found with it. So that's something to keep note at least. Armourouge, very good addition. I really liked it. It helps gave me a more special attacking presence for the team. A really good breaker. Something to punish also, like like to help with like setup with like the weak armor endure sets. But yeah, just a really good breaker. I really liked it. And it helped with like breaking down grass types that I was starting to realize in the beginning of the season I was struggling with. Golbat. Golbat's such a cool mon, but I didn't get to use it well this season. To be honest, I felt like it came to one game, and it like even then like I just got messed up by the Terra. Move this a little bit down. There we go. Let's see if that, yeah, okay. And Golbat, like, I don't know, it's just like, it's a really good mon. I think it's like a good mon. I think it's worth like the 2 points, but like at the same time, I brought it one time and it like didn't do too much, to be honest. And people like disrespected it like so often. It was kind of crazy how much the people disrespected it. But the fact that I only brought it one time, I guess, makes sense. Like to disrespect it a little bit, especially when I had it for this entire season. But I feel like though, and like I've seen people use Golbat really well, like especially like Sketch. And I felt like I really wanted to bring like actually I almost brought the Golbat set of like a Super Fang Taunt set for in the finals, but I just couldn't fit on the team. So that's another thing. I also felt like that it was kind of interesting, like my removal options of Donphan are Golbat. Donphan's a really good removal option, but Golbat, like it's still taking 25% from rock, so it's kind of like tough. And I feel like Golbat, I ran into the situation where I had 4 moveset syndrome anytime I tried to bring it, because I wanted like momentum, I wanted like removal, but I wanted like taunt or like Super Fang and Roost or like Brave Bird / Whirlwind, stuff like that. Like it was just really tough, or Haze. So I was like struggling with it. I think that's part of the reason why it didn't come as much. Like it only came to one game, was because I figured like it was just like a really tough Pokemon to fit onto the team with it missing out on something I wanted it to have. But it's kind of interesting because like I've used Crobat really well with like breaking stall, breaking Pokemon down with like the Super Fang Taunt sets. So maybe in the future I could use it better on like a different team. But yeah. Now Type Null came to 2 games, died once. I think it was really good for my team, to be honest, because like it gave a really good like defensive presence that I could just wish past with Screamtail into it. It gives me another Ghost switch in, right? Because of the fact that Lone Muck is my current Ghost switch in. It gives me the big thing I really liked about it was the bulky pivot. I really liked it so I could get things like Palafin, Boulder, Cobalion in, Armarouge. Like that's what I really liked for the team. That's the big reason why I picked it up. I felt like I needed that bulky pivot because at the moment I didn't really have it, other than like Mega Ampharos at that point, like slow bulky pivot. And even then, like I'd still need to get the Mega off with Mega Ampharos. It was just tough. So Type Null I felt like would really fit the team really well. Able to get it to work pretty well on the team. Pokemon I dropped right, Excelgorb didn't bring it. Chandelure did alright when I brought it. Nihilate had one game that really it did well. The rest of it I just didn't use it well. Fortress didn't come in. Glaceon was bad when I came through. So yeah, that's the team we had for this season. And I'm my thoughts, there was like a lot of cores in this team I really like, especially after those transactions. I think both sets of transactions I think really helped this team out to find like the exact core of what I wanted for it and how I wanted to focus on the team. I think that people like underrate Cobalion now, which is crazy because Cobalion is like, it was actually a really important like pickup for the team, right? Just like the fact that like the be able to break now with like heavy Sama hits like so much harder now with that too, and like Iron Defense sets too. So like that's like I think that Cobalion could have been like come out with such a good pickup, and like yeah, I think it like this Cobalion plus Armarouge Type Null really helped fix the team up and make it to allow Palafin and Iron Boulder to do its thing more. So yeah, those are the official stats though for the season. as we're probably going to close out here with Powerful and Iron Border literally having the same record, which is crazy, coming to every single game. There are only 2 Pokemon that came to every single game, which understandably makes a lot of sense. But yeah, so that is our season of BPL King Division Season 11. We'll take one last look at the squad as they performed really well, especially towards the end of the season where we picked up that run. And yeah, wow, we brought home another championship. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it going. And I'm gonna celebrate for this. So let's go. But yeah, once again, I want to thank everyone so much for watching. Actually, one more thing before we go. These uploads were going up on Saturday. I actually have another league that I am uploading up right now. My own league, Crash. It was been uploading on Fridays, but after this goes up, all Crash games will move over to Saturday, where the day of the BPL games, because since BPL is finished, so for the season. But yeah, one last time. Now I'll say it one last time. We have an excellent season, and I want to thank everyone so much for watching. Until next time, Dash out.